Hiya, I'm back. Another video, finally. I did just film one that may or may not be up by the time I post this one because it's a big file and it's not wanting to load. So, yay! Anyways, if you haven't seen that video, because I haven't posted it, we'll just go ahead with this anyways. You may hear my fish tank in the background. That's actually what we're going to talk about today. I am having trouble enunciating today, so I might sound theatrical to be able to be heard. But guess what? I got a new fishy. Her name is Iris and she's gorgeous. And I also started growing lotus flowers again. Lotus plants. I need to just call them lotus plants because everyone wants them for the flower, but they only flower for a very short amount of time. And they don't flower the first year that you plant them. So, here we go. So this is the fish tank you might recognize. This is Iris. She was advertised as an elephant ear female beta. I'm fairly certain she is a pastel, but there's a couple other options she might be. She's younger. She's probably less than a year old from what I can see. She's very active. She basically has not stopped since I got her. She was the most active one at the store. But yeah, I've had this tank for a little while. And my previous beta, Indy James, he passed away last summer. He was a rescue that I got from a family friend, and I don't know how long they had him. So he lived a full, healthy life with me until he passed away. And I just neglected the tank. I literally just left it with these plants and the moss balls and just didn't do anything. I added water when it was too low, and that's it. And you can see some small dots in there. Those are tiny snails. They're actually fully grown. And those dots there. Iris likes to try to eat them. She doesn't understand that she can't, but it's fun to watch her. Saturday I decided to do a tank change because I was like, man, it's really dirty. I should really just do something about this. It's been like 10 months. And then I was like, I want to fish. And the whole point of all this was actually to start growing lotus plants. So these are lotus plants. I literally started these on Sunday. It is now Wednesday. I cannot believe how fast they sprouted. So for those of you who are interested in growing lotus plants, yes, you can do it in a fish tank. You can. They actually are a tropical plant, tropical aquatic plant, freshwater. I have some tips for you though, and I'm actually going to hopefully also write these down in the description box if I don't forget. But first of all, the way I'm doing it, where I have it in this, my hand's gonna get like focused on, in that container. It's just an old ice cream gelato, whatever container. This is how I did it the last time too. And you can see the water line. It's maybe 3 inches of water at most. And that is dechlorinated. I actually use filtered water, not distilled, filtered. Difference, okay? And these seeds came to me pre-filed. If they are not pre-filed when you get them, like you'll be able to tell if it's filed or not, because if it is filed, there'll be like a hole. You'll be like, what damaged the seeds? That's on purpose, okay? Lotus seeds have extremely thick outer shells. So if they are not filed down, look up a YouTube video on how to file them down. I purposely buy them pre-filed, even though people say that they have a lot of like issues with them not sprouting. It's probably actually more because of how you're trying to make them sprout rather than the fact that they're filed. So if you get them non-filed, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that side of things. But other than that, I just love watching Iris. She's so much fun. Other than that, so when you get them, you're going to plop a few in some water, and the ones that float are less likely to sprout. I'm not going to say they're 100% not going to sprout, because I've had one that floated that sprouted last time. And actually, of the 3 that I kept that all sank, One of them has not sprouted and the other 2 have, and it's literally been like 2 to 3 days. They sprouted within 24 hours, which I've never had one sprout that fast. I'm kind of amazed and shocked, but like happy. So me, I don't know. My tank is heated. It's about 80 degrees, which for a beta is a happy zone. She's just chilling. I've never seen her stop moving. She's like, oh, you noticed. I'm sorry. She's so pretty. So I put them in some water and I float that in the tank so that it's in a warmed environment with my light. This is just the setup I have for my fish, so that's what I use. And every 12 to 24 hours, you're going to want to take that container out of the water, gently dump out the water, but do not handle the seeds if you can avoid it. And then put in fresh filtered water. Again, not distilled water, fresh filtered water. It doesn't have to be warm water, by the way. I just use room temperature water that sits out on my counter. And then, I'm in a basement. It's pretty chilly down here. It probably stays around 65 or 66 degrees down here. Sometimes up to 68, but not very often. And I just put it back in the tank and let it sit there, till the next water change. Now, once I will do update videos as they sprout along and keep like growing. But based on previous experience, once you have 2 little like leaf shoot sprouts coming out of one seed, then you can actually take it out of the water and take off the brown husk. It's very thick brown husk, like the outer shell, very gently. You do not want to damage the shoots in any way or you will lose the plant. So you take off the brown husk and then put it back in water. And at that point you can actually plant them. I will be planting them. I'll do a video about the setup another day, but I'm going to be planting them in a mixture, like a clay kind of soil mixture, in a bowl that I'll be putting in the tank, like down here. Hi, baby girl. She's like, you're going to do what? So, and I haven't gotten them past the planted stage. I've gotten them planted, and then I had large like mystery or golden apple snails that ate my lotus seeds last time. That was my problem. Luckily, the tiny snails you see in this tank do not bother plant life, so they will not eat the lotus, and betas don't eat lotus either. So she's much more interested in pellets, although I don't know that she's ever been fed pellets because she was very confused about her first 2 or 3 feeding times. So she just was chasing bubbles like you see her doing here. She loves chasing bubbles, and I think it's kind of adorable. I don't know if that's normal behavior for a beta because Indie James didn't really do that very much. So I'm not sure what that's about. But yeah. So that is my introduction to my new tank setup. It's not a new tank itself, but the setup's new. To Miss Iris here. And the new lotus plants that are growing. I will be doing short videos that I'll put in a montage, essentially, of like watching them grow. Kind of a time lapse, but like, more involved. So yeah, I am very excited to see all this come together. So it's gonna be great. Thank you.